Victor Wembanyama is putting on weight and putting the NBA on notice. They say a couple of days in Las Vegas can change a person's life, and you should ask the NBA scouts, executives, and players who attended this week's two-day showcase of the future. They did not lose at the casinos, they all went insane. 18-year-old Victor Wembanyama made his professional debut in the United States. The most fascinating big man prospect in recent history, Wembanyama was in town with Metropolitans 92, his French league team, and was competing in front of the boisterous audiences at the Dollar Loan Center, the new home of the NBA's G League Ignite. When Victor Wembanyama was 16 years old, his first bizarre video showed him shooting over Rudy Gobert, who is 7 feet 1 inches tall. In the NBA, nobody could stop that. They claim he is the best prospect since LeBron James, but a story has developed around Wembanyama, even though a year-old LeBron would have selected 19-year-old Victor at number 2 in a draft. The media won't show us his flaws, but they show us every ridiculous highlight like him palming a basketball with 2 fingers. Wemby found himself guarding Kenny Lofton in the USA's U19 championship game against France. Kenny is notoriously overweight, but he's also 8 inches shorter than Wembanyama, so all it took was Kenny backing up to easily get to the paint for a bucket. How about a 7'1" Shed homegrown? Webby was easily coerced into making a poor shot by using his body. Nobody wants to discuss Webby's frame, which is the problem. He is even skinnier than Chen, which is a significant problem in the NBA because the only thing that may end is his career in an injury. He looms over Chen, but his thinner frame is also problematic. Jed is out for the entire season after breaking his foot in his first taste of NBA physicality. The worst example of this is Anthony Davis, who is the closest thing to a win Wembanyama with guard skills and a big body, but AD has had 49 different injuries since becoming a Laker. Wemby was a potentially injury waiting to happen, so he received a shocking phone call from NBA scouts and executives. He pleaded with his agent to keep him quiet until the draft. "Look, you're already the number 1 pick," they said. "The only thing you need to do is unwind at home until June," but Wemby objected. He stated that he wanted to strengthen his deficiencies and lead his French team to the playoffs. Giannis for strength and Kevin Durant for skill are his NBA role models. Beginning as a scrawny, lanky 18-year-old and advancing to become one of the league's strongest players, Giannis has one of the best rookie-to-veteran transformations in NBA history. He gained 51 pounds of muscle, which is typically unattainable without the usage of steroids. Giannis, however, has 3 other factors to consider. First, he got older and taller. He just grew. Second, he became fixated on weightlifting. And third, he loved to eat healthy when he first arrived from Greece. Giannis tweeted, "I just tasted for the first time a smoothie. Man, God bless America." But when he was growing up in poverty, it was tough. He said, "I did not eat. I used to go to school, no breakfast, not sometimes, every time. Come back, there was sometimes food, sometimes no food." His agent had to instruct him on how to eat to gain muscle when he arrived in the NBA. It wasn't long before he tried his first corn dog. Not a fan, God bless America, and I have bunions. Giannis, however, paired all that with weight training, and by 2015 dunk contest, you could already see the biceps exploding. Nonetheless, he was then as skinny as Victor's as a rookie for the Bucks. Eventually, the image of Antetokounmpo brothers looking ripped was created from the skinny youngster lifting weights in the gym. Giannis' most recently significant injury occurred when he hyperextended his knee while playing against the Hawks, but 3 weeks later, he won a championship. As a result, Giannis is the ideal role model, and Victor recently shared this picture of his transformation. But not at Giannis' current level, he's still ahead of Giannis in terms of age. Even though this video is only a few years old, he already seems to have changed. Today, ESPN is covering Victor's transition into a Giannis-like player. He spends a lot of time working out because his French team plays fewer games than the NBA, and they specifically chose France's top trainer to work with him one-on-one. This player had to pay to break his contract with another team, so they put him on through daily training, and now his body is working. He's playing through contact since France does not penalize as many fouls as the NBA. Even when he does not have the ball, they will double team this player even if he is the league leader in points, rebounds, and blocks. Despite this, they are now in the first place, and the worst injury a player can sustain is to his feet. NBA players have already unusual feet, and just look at LeBron James and James Harden. Big men have even more problematic feet than NBA players, and Wemby wears size 20.5 shoes. He could ski on those things. We know he has the muscle, so let's look at his injury history. He broke his leg in December 2020, which is by far the biggest red flag, but he was only 16 years old and playing against grown men at the time, and it hasn't returned. In November 2021, broke a finger, which is normal. In December, my shoulder hurts, which is also normal. In June 2022, injures his hip flexor, which isn't ideal, but he has no foot problems. If Wemby can combine Giannis's body with KD's skills, whoever acquires him could establish a dynasty. To be clear, Victor says he doesn't care which NBA team drafts him, but let's take a look at the 7 teams with a legitimate shot at the top pick. The Toronto Raptors are ranked 7th. They have a chance because this season has been disappointing, and if they make trades, things could get even worse. There's a chance that Toronto will trade Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, or OG Anunoby. Whoever they keep would be amazing to build around Wembanyama. The Lakers' first-round pick is currently in the hands of the New Orleans Pelicans. LA is 3rd from the bottom in the West, but all it takes is one injury to LeBron James for their season to unravel, and LeBron has been injured every year in LA except 2020 when they won the championship. Wemby's best-case scenario would be winning multiple rings with Zion, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum. The Orlando Magic are ranked 5th. Their young core is so good that they defeated the Celtics twice, but they only have 19 wins, giving them a good chance to be number 1. I also like to fit in Orlando because aside from Bol, they don't have a lot of talented centers. The Charlotte Hornets are ranked 4th. When Miles Bridges was arrested and LaMelo Ball was injured, their entire season was ruined. They currently have 13 wins, but they're ranked 4th on this list because I believe LaMelo can pull them closer to the plan. I'd love to see Wemby and LaMelo, but with Michael Jordan as the owner, they're the worst team in the NBA. The top 3 teams have equal chance. They are the Pistons, Spurs, and Rockets. Detroit entered the season hoping for a mediocre finish, but when Cade Cunningham was injured, it was all over. They've been accumulating talent in the draft, and bringing in Wembanyama would be exciting, especially with Cade. The Rockets have talent as well, but it's not being developed. This year's been so bad that Wembanyama would have devastated by Houston's toxic culture, especially if the rumors are true about James Harden's return. So my number 1 team is the Spurs, who have the best culture in the NBA and are this type of team. When Austin Rivers went off saying that highlight culture has killed the NBA, Wemby tweeted, "It's real." The Spurs only care about winning. They don't emphasize culture, teamwork, or flashy crap. The only other time they did this was for Tim Duncan, and they didn't waste his skill. They won 5 championships. They sold DeJounte Murray and wanted to stick Jakob Poeltl to tank for Wembanyama. This would fit a ripped Wembanyama just right. Thank you for watching. If you don't want to miss further videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Hoopscape.